So with this lesson, we're looking at sequences of transformations. So we are combining translations, rotations, and reflections, mostly in the coordinate plane with all the points x, y. The main thing that matters as we're getting started is that the order you do these things matters. So if you reflect before you rotate, you're going to get a different shape. It's going to end up in a different place. If you translate before you reflect, it's different. The order you do them matters. So we're going to start by reflecting over line L and then translating along the vector V, which is right here. So first, when we are doing a reflection, you need the perpendicular line for the accurate reference. We need a perpendicular line. It goes through L. Right now we can see that it goes up 1 over 2, so perpendicular is going to be down 2 over 1. So if you go down 2 over 1, that's our perpendicular line right there. So there's the perpendicular for the accurate reference. You just have to measure kind of how far B is away from that line. So it's down 2 over 1 away. So that means we're going to go up 2 over 1 the other way to get our image B prime. Since point A is on the line, when you reflect, it's going to stay on the line. So that point is also A prime. And then for point C, we need to go perpendicular, so I'm just going to keep the same line. And count how far it is away. It's down 2 over 1, so we're going to go up 2 over 1 the other way. And that's C prime. So now I'll draw my shape after the reflection. Now it says, then translate along vector V. So now we're going to move it along vector V. I'll use a different color. And vector V says we're going to take each point and move it up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1 over 4. Up 1, right 4. So we're going to take C and go up 1, right 4. Now, since we're moving C prime, kind of a strange notation here, but we're going to call it C prime prime or C double prime because we moved the prime. B, we're going to move it the same way. We're going up 1, right 4. And that was B prime prime, B double prime. And then point A, or A prime, it's going to go up 1, right 4. And we call that A prime prime, or double prime. And that will be our final answer right there because we did both steps. We reflected and translated in order. So now we're going to rotate 180 degrees around point P. and then translate along vector V, and then reflect across line L. So 3 steps, you have to do them in order. So first it's 180-degree rotation around point P. With your paper, if you want, you can put your pencil right there on point P and spin your paper 180 degrees to see where it's going to go. Since I don't quite have that luxury, I'm just going to outline it and rotate it 180 degrees, so that would go there, but then I need to make sure I match P back up. So that's where it's going to end up after the 180-degree rotation. On paper, the easiest thing is just to hold your paper still with your pencil at point P and then spin your paper so you can see where it's going to end up. So this is point A rotated 180 degrees. It ended up over here, so this is A prime. Point B rotated 180 degrees, ends up top B prime. And then point C is down here, that's C prime. So there's our first step. Now we're going to translate along vector V, which tells us to go up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to take every point and go up 1 over 5. So we move B, we'll call that B prime prime, double prime. Now we're going to move A prime up 1 over 5. Call that A prime prime. And then C prime up 1 over 5. And we're almost done. One more step, then reflect. So since we're just reflecting across the horizontal line, that's easy because we just have to go vertically. So C prime is 1 space above the line, so we're going to reflect at 1 space below the line. And that's our third step. We went C prime, prime. So this is C prime, 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 or triple prime. And to find where B is going to end up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. So we're going to go 4 units away, the opposite direction. B prime, prime, prime. And then A is 3 units away, so we go 1, 2, 3. A prime, prime, prime. After every step, you just add a prime to your notation. So there's our final answer down here in blue. So we're going to first reflect across line L, then 90-degree rotation. So reflecting across line L, we're just going on the opposite side, 1 space away, 1 space away. So that was B, that's now B prime. C is 1 space away, so it's 1 space away, that's now C prime. A is 3 spaces away, so we go 3 spaces away, and that's A prime. So we have our triangle. We are going to rotate it around point P. So we grab the shape, we rotate it 90 degrees around point P. It doesn't say which degree or which way, but that means counterclockwise. So we're rotating it counterclockwise, which is that way. 90 degrees. And I just need to make sure that P matched up with where it's supposed to be. So that's where our shape will end up. So since I grabbed the whole shape and moved it, put it back so we can see all of our steps. So there's after our first movement, and then after the second movement, we just have to add a prime onto all of these. So that's A prime prime, B prime prime, and C prime. For this next one, we're going to translate along the vector first. Vector V first. So we're going to go up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. That's E prime. Up 1, right 2. That's F prime. And then G, up 1, right 2. That's G prime. Then rotate 180 degrees around point P. So draw our shape. And we'll rotate it 180 degrees counterclockwise. And then I just need to move our point so it matches up with P. You could just hold it still at point P and then spin your paper, see where it is, and then you'll have to redraw it down there. And now to finish, we have to translate along vector U, which says move everything 3 spaces to the left. We don't need to go up or down, just 3 spaces left. So G goes 3 spaces left, 1, 2, 3. That's G prime, prime, prime. E goes 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. Triple prime, and F, 3 spaces, triple prime, and then draw your triangle.